Hey, it's Rion with Get Sexual Attraction here on YouTube. Have you ever had a woman not call you back? And you wonder, why didn't she call back? Things were going so good. What is happening here? What is happening? Well, there could have been a number of reasons. One of them being that you wanted something too much. You expected something from her. So you have to ask yourself, do I really need her to call me back? Or am I giving her the space, room, and freedom to, because I have such charismatic value myself, not just personally, but does she have a reason to call me back? Because in your selfish mind, you might want something too much from her. You might be courting her, pursuing her, expecting things to get physical, expecting a relationship, expecting too much, and she feels that pressure. That's a big reason why women don't call you back, is they just feel you want something too much. There's too much pressure on them. And, especially doing courtship dating, if you take her out to eat and then there's kind of the awkward demand pressure, like, oh, I'm supposed to make out with him. Let me just not call him back again and maybe he'll figure it out. Now, there's another scenario where you can really have great chemistry, we'll just say interpersonally, with a woman. So you got a lot of interest in common and so forth. There was this great connection over your expensive steak dinner. That's a separate subject, not going there. You could have this great connection. Why didn't she call you back then? Okay, this has happened probably to all of us. This great connection, things were going well, and women actually experience this too, by the way. So why didn't she call you back in that case? Things were going good, you had a lot in common. Well, chances are you subconsciously still probably wanted or expected something too much. Especially if she was close to your version of the one. And I've seen this with a lot of my clients. It's a consistent pattern over the year. They find a woman that, oh no, this could be the one type thing. And it gets them really excited. And they have this great, interesting connection. They're leaning forward during the date. And, they're kind of playing it cool, but then she doesn't call them back. And some guys will actually be like, I called her like 24 times. Why didn't she call back? And it's like, they don't get it. So again, in this scenario, you probably want something too much. You're expecting something too much. Now, women can also have expectations. I encourage you to drop all expectations. Start discovering women. Base it on your actual connection, not your projections of them, and get to discover and know her in presence. Don't give her more value than she deserves. Let the chemistry between you, the real connection, work itself out. Okay, then you'll have more of a chance for women to actually get back with you. Okay, so how do you have more of that where women are calling you back? You also want to work on your sex energy and presence. Drop your expectations or need to get anything from them. Drop all expectations. Another thing that is important with all of this, when you're dating a woman, she may have expectations. So you want to just know your values of where the relationship is headed, because that can cause conflict as well. So she could call you back or not call you back. You want to be okay with things either way. So you really don't need her. That gives her room to draw into you by being this great, interesting man. Is he interested? Isn't he? It's better for her to be going through that than you, because that's when things can actually work. Okay, so why didn't she call you back? Those were a number of things and reasons why a woman may not be calling you back. Okay, you might want it too much, especially if she's like, oh, this could be the one. You're going to screw it up, kind of a thing. You're just going to scare her away. You want it too much, and it's coming across. So you really have to get to a higher level of mastery yourself where you're independent. You're cool either way, okay? So there's a lot more to this. Number of reasons you can kind of self-coach off of this, that, things went well. Why didn't she call me back? Even if you had a great interpersonal connection and a lot of things in common, there may not have been any chemistry. Like, oh, we had this great conversation and interesting. She just didn't feel things with you. Also, she might have her own expectations for the relationship. So there just may have been a conflict there. You might have different values with where you're at right now. So there's all kinds of reasons why it may not work out, either to get to consensual sex or to have a long-term relationship. That's okay. You have to learn to live with power yourself. Give women a reason to call you back. Okay? Be that powerful, interesting man who doesn't need things from them. Instead of projecting your stuff onto them, give room to actually discover women and feel the connection out in physical reality instead of building the fantasy up in your head and projecting it forward. Because then you're not even really present with a woman. Bunch of stuff there. Put it to use. You'll find that more women will be calling you back, following up with you, and you'll have less flakes. Okay? This is Rion. I'll talk to you soon.